Hey, what's good, everybody? Hope you are all well. Hope you all can hear me. I know this is a different time than I usually go live, but yeah, if you can hear me, just let me know in the chat, all that good stuff. And I'm gonna try to go through this one quick. I just wanted to make sure, yeah, I did a Lionsgate energy check-in, right? See what they want you to know, right? What is important to focus on during this Lionsgate portal. I'm gonna try to go through this one quick. Thank you to all the new subscribers, right? I saw, there's been a lot of people subscribing, so thank you all. Yeah, from the bottom of my heart or top of my heart, however, I appreciate it, right? So let's get into the reading, yeah. So we'll start off with Leo, right? So I'm using my own Oracle deck, right? The Bookable Oracle deck that I'm still finishing up the book and all that, right? But we'll see what wants to come out for Leo. Happy birthday, Leos. I don't know if I said it. I think my brain is just like go, go, go. Cause whoa. Wow, okay. I like it. I like it a lot, right? Wow. So for the Lionsgate portal, just know good medicine. You are safe. And there's that 8. Perfect, Leo, right? The 8. So maybe right now everything's in balance, right? Good medicine, you are safe. Maybe you're around family, you're around a good community that has your back, right? So at this time, the main thing that they want you to know is that you're safe, right? You're safe, Leo. So good medicine, you are safe. So that's one of the most important things. So we'll see what else wants to come out. Maybe it's since good medicine, you are safe. Maybe it's also a good opportunity to do some self-care or anything really you want to get done. Let me see. Let me find out. What is the main focus right now for Leo? What should be the main focus? I'll use this deck real quick. Just whoa. Okay, so maybe I don't know what you were going through, but now it's like they want you to get moving, right? You're not stuck, you're just scared and also kind of lazy. So maybe something you were going through had you a little rattled. You were, maybe you had been dealing with certain circumstances, whatever it was, right? Work, relationship, family, had you a little rattled, but now you're not stuck. Because I think in the reading alone I did for Leo, the bad medicine card came out. So this makes sense, right? If you watched I think it was in the Love It or Lust reading. So it's pretty interesting that it says good medicine now. And then now you're not stuck. You're just scared and also kind of lazy. So now I guess it's time to get a move on. So that's funny for this Lionsgate portal. You should be out there not just setting intentions, but I guess moving through action is kind of what I'm getting because it's like, hey, you're protected, right? You got a family of bears watching your back. What could be better than that, right? So let me see. Sign. Okay. That's pretty funny. Because yeah, if you watch that other reading, then you know why that it's funny that that good medicine card came out right away. So I guess hey, and I think I had talked about judgment in that reading. So it feels like yeah, you're well and protected now, Leo. You are safe. Okay, what else? Okay. Wow, Libra. So also Libra, right? The idealist. I don't know if this is your energy or Libra significant right now. Harmonious, cooperative, balanced, socially aware, artistic, people pleasing, fair, idealistic, aesthetic, choosy, aspirational, geometric, graceful, considerate, obliging, indecisive, judgmental, flattering, right? These cards obviously always say the shadow side as well, but I think that goes with the community, right? Maybe You're working with others right now, right? Very balanced. That's the first thing I said, I think, when that good medicine card came out. So it makes perfect sense, right? I said that right now maybe you're feeling a little more balanced. So okay, we'll pull. So what else wants to come out for Leo? Wow, yeah, there you are. Just strength, right? It feels like you definitely have no, it wasn't upside down, so it's funny that I showed it like that, but so take it how it resonates. Maybe there is something that because of everything you went through, maybe you kind of were or you were I felt like you already moved away from something, right? And it's the strength because I when I saw it on the table, it definitely wasn't upside down. It's funny that I showed it like that. So we won't read it as upside down. But anyways, yeah, it feels like you already went away from something that took strength and there you are, Leo. I think it's just continue having that strength. Like there's a good and there's that eight again. So 8-8 Lionsgate, right? Like I feel like I heard you're exactly where you need to be and you're heading in the right direction. Abundance, right? Like emotional abundance. So this is beautiful. I think there's definitely some kind of a new start, right? A new start that's coming in. I think in the past there was a tower moment you had with somebody, right? Someone that was probably, greedy could be in different ways, right? It was someone that didn't really have any consideration for your feelings, right? Someone that maybe there wasn't equal energy, equal give and take, right? People always think it's just a financial thing, but sometimes people could be depleted in energy, you know, yeah, I'm seeing it all in my head. I don't want it's like yeah. But anyways, the hangman in reverse is there, which to me right now is saying, how the reading started, right? Everything yeah, see, there was like, oh man, with that other energy, there was like a huge burden, right? Like a pain in the neck. But it feels like now, yeah, everything is clear, right? Everything is clear. Let me see. Let me wow, okay. So maybe in the past, let me see. Cause yeah, there was something that didn't make sense. So let me see. Yeah, okay, yeah. I asked if the hangman was your energy because it didn't make sense. And no, it feels like this is maybe the person that you were dealing with, right? Now they're kind of in a stuck energy, right? Um, you were probably dealing with someone that just wanted things their way, right? Someone very arrogant, materialistic, right? All these things. Because I never really read that. I don't think I really get the hangman in reverse a whole lot, right? Wow, false prophecies. That's insane. So maybe someone that acted like they were spiritual when they weren't, right? And I think the tower, that's okay. That makes sense why the tower would come crashing down on them. I don't know what that situation was. The beautiful thing is that you've escaped that. So for the Lion's Gate, I think it's just about being balanced and moving forward. Whatever ideas you've had that you kind of push to the side, I think you just got to push forward now, Leo. Yeah, I think that's it. There's not a whole lot else right now that's coming through. I think you're exactly where you need to be. I think you're already doing something right now. So that's what I'm getting. 11, right? That could be significant. Maybe your birthday's August 5th. So happy birthday. If it was just yesterday, today, August 6th, right? Today's August 6th. Happy birthday, Leos. If your birthday's August 6th, August 11th, right? Maybe 56 is significant. maybe 65, right? So I don't know. Let me know if any of that resonates. And let's see. Let me see now. I'll move on to Aries, right? Yeah. Let me get through these a little faster. I think that's fine. You're the birthday person, so it's cool. I took a little longer than I wanted to on that. Okay, so Aries. Let me see, Aries. Wow. Man, maybe it's right now for the Lions Gate, maybe you are tapped in, right? And it's telling you to embrace those gifts, right? 41, gift of prophecy. So maybe right now you've been having more prophetic dreams, Aries. Maybe you've been if you write, maybe you're noticing when you write things seem to come true, or you're channeling when you write, right? Things like that. It's almost like, whoa, okay, wow. S- Wow. Okay, there's a lot going on for you, Aries. And seems to be pretty positive, right? So something right now, maybe maybe you just turned 41 or something, and all of a sudden all your gifts are being activated. Maybe there's something, right? 41 is also the number of change. So maybe things just like boom. It seems like everything just kind of switch, right? Prosperity. So maybe the universe is being generous with you, and in turn you're being generous with others, right? And if it hasn't happened yet, this is kind of what this Lions Gate, right? Maybe the Lions Gate is gonna activate those prophetic gifts, right? So you might have just came out of a hermit mode, or you might go into one because you're gonna be like, "Whoa, what is this?" Right? It might be a lot. So if that's the case, and look at again, just the universe. It feels like it reminds me of that saying from the Bible, right? The Jesus saying of store up gifts in heaven over like these earthly things. So I'm sure we all want like the financial prosperity here, and it might be that first. So take it how it resonates, Aries, right? It might be that, or I think because my heart is feeling very like refreshed, which I feel like that's yeah, I'm on the money, no pun intended, with that you might be getting these spiritual gifts that just unlock, bam, and there you are, right? Like really understanding what you're meant to do or something. King of Cups, maybe you've done the work, right? You're an Aries that has gone through all the shadow work, more balanced, right? Yeah, maybe there's a partnership coming in, right? With this Lions Gate, almost like stepping through a new portal, right? Really interesting energy. Let me see. Just ask one question, and then yeah, I think this message was very to the point. Which, thank you. Guide, spirit world, everything. Because yeah, I want to just go through these real quick. Okay, let me see. Yeah, it feels like that's definitely you, Aries. Yeah, that King of Cups is definitely you. I asked if that was you. Yes, and there you are, Aries. So I feel like yeah, there's something. There's something there. You might even be stepping into this star energy, right? Maybe you're having visions of your past lives, your star people origins, all that good stuff, right? And there's that 8, right? 1 and 7 is 8, Lions Gate, right? So this is pretty amazing. Wow. I'm amazed. Right? I love these very wait, and I think that came out for you in the last reading too. So maybe sixtiles has something to do with that craft. Maybe it's part of your heritage, your lineage, something, right? Maybe you're into herbs. Maybe there's some kind of knowledge that's being unlocked. Maybe that the gift of prophecy is part of like right your lineage, work details, health, well-being, diet, service. Maybe that. Maybe you've been taking more care of your body, and that's helping you be a better channel, right? Work details, health, well-being, diet, service, daily rituals, contribution, organization, purification skills, apprenticeship method. Sixth house, right? So that's pretty cool for one of these. All right, here we go. Whoa, that was fast. Okay, yeah, maybe before you were kind of, I don't know, maybe you weren't feeling it, right? Manifestation works better without the bare minimum effort. So maybe before you weren't, maybe you're trying to manifest, you would write things down, but then you wouldn't really do anything about that, right? Try harder. Look at that. Try harder. Do more than this. Manifestation journal, to-do list, right? So yeah, okay. Let me see what else wants to come out. Seven. Wow. See that divine number seven. So maybe, April 6th, April 7th, April 1st, right? Maybe you're 61. Maybe I don't know if any 16-year-olds watch this tarot channel or readings, right? But yeah. Okay, so on that note, Aries, yeah. Let me know if that resonates. And I'll go on to Taurus. Taurus. Let me see. I still feel like I'm taking a long time. And okay, Taurus. Where's the? Oh, here we go. Here we go. Taurus. Man, this is crazy. All right, Taurus. Wow. Uh-oh. Taurus, maybe you're going through some shadow work. Wow, look at that. My voice 25. That's seven as well. So that's interesting. The shadow. Maybe you're going through some shadow work right now. Taurus 25 shadow. Damn. Maybe it's a big shadow, right? Because, you know, I, I think, if I mentioned it in the other videos that I've been using this Oracle deck, but this is all from real experiences I had, right? Whether in dreams or in real life or whatever, this 3D reality, right? And, I had always the bear, right? Is a good thing. But one dream only I had that there was this gigantic bear attacking, so that was pretty interesting. Hey, River Dragon. Okay, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no worries, no worries. Yeah, I just did Aries. It's the one that I just did right before this. So I've only done Leo, Aries, and then I'm on Taurus now. So thank you. Yeah, absolutely. Let me know if anything resonates from the Aries reading. So yeah, so Taurus, maybe you're going through a huge shadow moment right now for this Lions game. Maybe if you have been dealing with it, it's something you're meant to clear before you go through that portal, right? So, and it feels like it's a big shadow, right? Because yeah, maybe there was someone you connected with, not this one, sweetie. And there's a lesson there that still needs to be learned, right? Red flags. Your spirit guides are just like, yeah, I kind of felt like my stomach not so good with that. So let's see what else comes out. So wow, that's a huge shadow then. That's crazy. So maybe for you it has to do with relationships. Saturn. Wow. Okay. And we're right now at Saturn what? Hey, Indigo Dream. Hope all is well. Um, yeah, wow. Saturn wisdom. Discipline, structure, time, responsibility, test, ambition, difficulty, restraint, grounding, practicality, self-control, tradition, realism, container, bones, maturity, gravity, scaffolding. Yeah, so it is well, excuse me, I don't know. I had yeah, it's a huge lesson. Wow. I don't know how else to put it, Taurus. Yeah, because that's big. So I guess there's still lessons to be learned with that, right? Right now. I feel like some of you Tauruses might have not got the lesson you were supposed to learn. Let me see. So is Taurus. Wow. Jeez, yeah. Oh man, there's so many cards coming out. Yeah, I'm not surprised that came out right. I feel like, oh, I got chills everywhere. So I feel like there's this Ten of Cups that you want so badly. It's almost like you're at this win at all costs energy, not seen, right? Like you're so focused on that Ten of Cups. It's almost like, yeah, like imagine being with somebody or being, let's say you're at a job that everyone's like, oh man, I see you doing better than that job or something. And you're just like, no, I'm going to show everybody I'm going to win at this just because everyone told you that. Yeah, hey, but imagine it's not even a negative thing. People are telling you, no, you're worth more, that you can do better than that. And you're like, wow, no, I want to stay. So some people do that with relationships, right? Like, hey, I don't know. Oh, no, now I'm going to show everybody, right? And then, you stay and maybe even have kids, right? The Ten of Cups, I'll show them. And it's like, well, yeah, that's what this, right? Auto sabotage, right? But in this case, it feels like that's the message I'm getting. And obviously, if that's the case, then obviously at one point there's gonna be a tower moment. Man, hermit mode. I don't know. I feel like this is what you need to do, right? Or the advice, right? To go into a hermit mode, because there's something here about there's a huge shadow that hasn't been addressed. It could be from childhood, it could be from past lives. This is just a deep, deep shadow wound, something that hasn't been addressed. Or maybe it has, for some of you, because the Fool came out. Maybe you just went through all that. And so this Lions Gate is going to work like as a huge activation for that new beginning. So, I mean, let me see. I'm sure, yeah. If I ask that question, oh, wow, that kind of just fell out. Yup. I was like, I'm sure it's going to be the maybe card because obviously half Tauruses probably got it, half probably didn't. But look at, I got the sneaky, sneaky card. So maybe you're lying to yourself, some of you, right? And half, right? And there's that seven again. That's how we started the whole thing, right? The shadow is number. I love when that happens, right? It was number 25, right? The shadow. It adds up to seven, right? So I think somebody's trying to really guide you divinely. A lot of divine guidance, right? But you might be lying to yourself in this instance, is what I'm getting. Taurus, right? The sneaky, sneaky energy. Yeah, that's wild to me, to be honest. Like I don't know how else to put it. Okay, yeah, I got lost in this reading. Yeah, it's almost like, hey, I don't know if they want you to trust your intuition. It is like a start over. You would have to take a leap of faith in starting over, right? Like that. If the tower falls, I don't know if it already fell or if it's gonna fall. And if after it falls, really just be willing to start over, right? You're gonna have to come at it new again. Like, okay, what did I miss this last time so I don't repeat this cycle over and over and over again, right? What did I miss? How did I miss it, right? And that's why the Saturn return, when the Saturn return, I mean, yeah, when Saturn return comes around, it's like Your world gets flipped upside down, right? There was something that you missed, a lesson. I'm saying with the reading, not like just, I'm not saying like the Saturn in general, but that's there was something, right? So this might be significant. Maybe your birthday's May 3rd, May 4th, May 1st, right? Maybe you're 31. Maybe is that when Saturn return supposed to hit too or something like that? Every 30 something years, or I don't know. 13, right? That's the number also, right? The death card, death and rebirth. So maybe a huge transformation that you're going through at this time. So yeah, let me know that resonates, Taurus. Obviously, don't shoot the messenger. Nobody likes to so really addressing that shadow is what I would say the advice is for this Lionsgate, right? And it is what it is, right? I know everyone wants to think like, oh, I made it through and all this stuff, and but yeah, at least that it's a chance to really address that shadow and all that stuff. Okay, so let me see. Okay, we got Taurus, Gemini. Yeah, okay, Gemini. Let's see what comes through for you. Let's see what comes through for you, Gemini. Whoa, Lions Gate for Gemini. That one's whoa. Okay, they're jumping up, but wow, it's time. I don't know what it's time for. I love it though. It's time. The condor, right? The condor is a very sacred bird. Seven also. Uh-oh. And it's funny because it came out with right behind. So it's funny that these two cards came out. 33, the Phoenix Rises, right? It came right under it. I'm only sharing it because it's funny that, in this one, it's time, right? Obviously, this was first. Maybe you had already gone through this moment of the Phoenix Rising and now it's time, right? The Condor. Wow, that's amazing. Okay, so let's find out why it's time. What is it time for? What is it time for with Gemini? Wow, that's amazing. It's time. Okay, I got the chills. It's time. All right, let's see. Lionsgate, Gemini. What is it time for? Leo. Wow. So yeah, and this. Wow. You're getting. I guess you're being very Gemini-ish right now. The energy because everything's coming out in twos, right? That one came out with two stuck to each other. This one, Leo, the lover. So is it time for that? Like, because intimacy came out too with eight, right? 8-8. Look at literally 8-8. Wow. So I don't know. Maybe it's time for a connection, something expressive, creative, loving, playful, warm, overt, self-confident, flirtatious, glowing, bedazzling, extrovert. So right now you're in that era, maybe Gemini. Vital, guileless, egotistical, juicy, proud, trusting, excessive. So always be careful of those shadow aspects. But yeah, intimacy, right? Maybe the same. You're protected right now. Don't worry, right? With the evil eye protector, right? Investments, intensity, contract, sex, erotic capital, secrets, mysteries, obsessions, inheritance, kundalini energy, stalking, the underworld. Maybe you're being stalked because you're, very like you stand out right now, right? You're in that like Leo energy, right? That like it says sexy, I think, or sex or all that stuff, right? It's kind of coming out your pores or something. Let's see. Yeah, pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. All right, and there's all these cards wanting. All right, for this one, I just need one. Gemini, don't be. That's funny though, huh? The twins. The twins. All right, here we go. Wow, okay. Wow, so maybe you were dealing with something from the past. I don't know, right? But none of that's really coming out in the other cards. So It said stalking, unless someone from the past is still stalking you and they're saying, girl or guy, however take out resonates, they're like, even your tarot deck is tired of him or her, right? And my whole gut lit up. Wow, okay. So yeah, maybe there's something to do with that, right? Like someone stalking, someone um not leaving you alone for some reason. All right, let's find out what else. What else do you want Gemini to know during this Lionsgate? All I'll say is if this is your energy, oh, I don't think it's your energy at all. Wow. But hey, let me see. So if you do have like that, right? If there's someone that's stuck in your energy, so if there's half of you that are still stuck on the past, yeah, they're definitely asking. There's that eight, right? Eight Lionsgate, right? Uh Leo energy. And that's funny that Leo came out, the eight. So this is it's very strong in your energy. So this Lionsgate might be very significant to whatever Geminis I'm tapping into. If this is your energy, I would say shake it off very quickly, right? Because it's time. It's time for something. I'm still not being. No, I think I have been shown, right? It's time for something. So if you're still stuck on that poopy pants, you don't want to let go of the past, I'd say shake it off real quick. If this is someone else, they're going through it because, yeah, they're just not letting go, right? If this is that other person's energy, which I kind of feel like it is, right? Right? And so the same advice would go for them, right? So for you, if it's this, yeah, you need to make a choice of something, right? And just stick to it because it's time. No more trying to balance things out, like make a choice, right? Clearly, right, you're more balanced when you're on 2 feet than one. So and there's that eight again. Wow, look at that. That thing's just been through your whole reading. Wow, that's amazing. So yeah, this is significant to you. And the Wheel of Fortune, so you can be on whatever side. It kind of came out sideways, so it's really you can be on whatever. It's your choice, right? If you're over here trying to balance things out, trying to do more things than you really should be taking on. So I feel like that's the huge thing. You're meant to be in this. So that was the thing. You're meant to be in this Empress energy of just receiving. Like it's time. I think it's time. Maybe you've planted all the seeds, you've done all the work. It's time. But if you're still stuck on things from the past, the poopy pants energy, then you're not gonna move forward. Okay. I think that's it. I was asking if there's any more, but I think that's where it should end right there. Six. Yeah, so six, maybe, right? There was a lot of that, I don't know, sex, this, that. So maybe there is connections coming in, right? Six. 24 might be significant. So definitely time management, right? Make sure you plan, right? Use your time wisely. 24, 42, right? The 42 laws of Ma'at might be significant. Take a look at that. Mm, yeah. Yeah, so maybe there was someone trying to send you negative energy because I felt kind of like a thing, but you're protected, right? If you don't got yourself one of those amulets, maybe get one. Just I don't know, something like that, right? Maybe your June 6th, June 2nd, June 4th might be significant. And yeah, on that note, I'll go to Cancer. Okay, how long am I? Oh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm averaging here per reading, but yeah, I don't know if I was gonna get another chance to do this Lionsgate reading, so I was like, you know what? Let me see if I have enough time this morning to just get it in there. So okay, let me see. Cancer, Cancer. All right, Cancer. Let's see what you got going on during this Lions Gate. Let's see if there's something you should be focused on. Cancer. Cancer. Whoa. Wow. Maybe you're gonna be a guide appears. Time to learn. Wow. 30. Maybe 30 is significant. This actually is the Akashic records, right? So maybe you've done, right? Someone has given you a reading for the Akashic records, or you've seen it in a dream, right? In a vision, you appeared in the Akashic records, or it's telling you to, yeah, maybe get an Akashic reading, right? Or you're noticing, right? A spirit guide is saying, hey, and maybe you're thinking you're going nuts, like, what? Wait, why am I hearing this person? But no, hey, a guide has shown up for you, right? Maybe they've even told you their name, something. But right now, for you, Cancer, wow. All right, so maybe you've cut cords recently. Wow, I felt a burden, like a strange energy there. That's not a soul tie. Hey, Foster Town. Okay, nice, nice. Yeah. Okay, well, thank you for tuning in from work. Yeah, appreciate you. That's not a soul tie. That's a no. And the same here. I've been so busy that yeah. That's why I was like, man, I don't even feel. But then once I started reading, I'm feeling all the energy and everything. So it's pretty interesting, right? That's not a soul tie. That's a lesson you ignored twice. Wow. So Cancer, maybe you finally got a lesson, right? Or maybe that guide is gonna show you how to move past this, right? How to this lesson that maybe you had been stuck with. I feel like some of you Cancers might have already cut free from that's what I'm getting. But if not, that's what, almost like that guide. The whole saying, the teacher appears when the student is ready. I think maybe that guide that appeared, it appeared because you're ready now. Something. Maybe you did cut. They were waiting for you, right? Almost like that face palming card. Like, your guides are tired of you making that same mistake over and over and over. Okay. What else for Whoa, that one just flew. Wow, maybe you were dealing with someone that was mirroring you, right? Opposition, balance, and the light bulb went off like, oh wow, why do I keep being in the same situation? Like, this is insane. That's not a soul tie. That's a lesson you ignored twice, right? It took three times the charm, right? Opposition relates, mirrors, interacts, confronts, makes conscious, manifests, disciplines, conflicts with tests, right? Maybe it was a test, and that's why once you pass this test, objectifies, calls out. The guide appeared, right? That's kind of what I'm getting. Okay, so let me. So what else does Cancer need to learn? Well, as I split the deck, see, maybe you had a victory. Having a victory over that will lead to a lot of abundance. Cause maybe it was draining, right? You kept getting in connections that drained your energy, and because of that, your finances were always right. You were always bound when you really weren't. It was up to you. See, and the same how look at it's basically the same card, right? All the swords, the scissors being all wrapped up, right? Someone with all the cords wrapped up. So it was almost like the lesson was that you're the one keeping yourself stuck. And look at, wow, this thing just fell out on its own, the world. So I feel like you completed that cycle. It's done, right? So for this Lions Gate, maybe that's kind of the portal you're going through, right? Like a guide appearing. So if you hear a voice, I would say, I mean, obviously, right? Wow, look at as I'm saying all that, the Wheel of Fortune, even. I feel like now it's turning in your favor because you finally learned that lesson, right? Maybe this was your energy. There you are, right? I think you just wanted to make that appearance. You were in that poopy pants. You didn't want to. There it is. Look at three times the charm, but I guess, or this four times the charm. Take it out. Resonates. One, two, three, four. I mean, one, two, three. Right. The three soul ties. Right. And then now they're trying to offer you that new cup. So if some of you are still stuck in this energy, hey, maybe listening to this will help you understand what they've been trying to show you. But there you are, Cancer. Right. So All right. Five, yeah, five, the number of change. 23 might be significant to you, 32, right? So, yeah, maybe you're July 2nd, July 3rd, July 5th, right? So I think that's it, Cancer. Um, Shoot, let me check this real quick. Cause yeah, I've been at on what? Oh, okay, I don't know what that is. Okay. Let me see. All right, so that was it for Cancer. Oh yeah, I was gonna check because I keep getting all these kind of Saturn return messages, and I just want to make sure when does. Mm, okay, yeah. So Saturn return is 27 to 30 years. Wow. Okay, so that's interesting. So I think Cancer kind of had that energy too. Maybe you went through that Saturn return, and yeah, you're coming out on the other end of that. So wow, yeah. So every 27 to 30 years is the Saturn return. So that's interesting. Okay, so we already did Leo, Virgo. All right, Virgo. Let's see what is kind of the main theme for this Lionsgate portal. Oh, I forgot one card for this Lionsgate portal situation. But like there's something significant for you, Virgo, because I'm already getting something. Let me see. Wow. And what did I say? Wow. Literally, an era ends. An era ends nine. Maybe hawks are significant. Maybe you've been seeing them fly around. Maybe you've been having dreams of past lives, ancient things, right? Ancient memories. Maybe you've been connecting, giving offerings, right? Or if not, then maybe this is an opportunity to connect, right, with your ancestors. Even that, like sometimes, not sometimes, I always do it actually, right? But when I feel like, right, like a little spirit animal brought me a message, I leave them an offering, right? So maybe the Hawks have been giving you messages, right? They've been there for you while you're driving, right? You feel like you're being protected by them, something. So an era ends, number nine, right? That's also the Hermit is the nine, so nine might be significant right now, Virgo. But an era ends. Wow, okay. That's pretty big, right? I definitely got chills with that. So let me see. Mercury, that's you, communication. So wow. Mercury, communication. Maybe you're coming out of that like hermit mode and it's time to put that to use, your communication skills, right? Community, the little bees. Maybe sacred geometry is important at this time to understand like how like those shapes, right? Obviously, there's something to them. The solid, right? Like something probably on this kind of foundation would be more solid than just a square or a circle or something, or there's something, right? Because we got circles, triangles. Are those hexagons? Is that what those shapes are? Let me see. Words, thoughts, analysis, information, learning, trade, ideas, smarts, reporting. See, maybe you're meant to share knowledge, awareness, vision, lens, palette, perception, curiosity, narrative, muse, wonder, and the little bees. Right? I love it. Hmm. Maybe that, right? Maybe if you have crystals or something, tapping into the wisdom that they have, right? Okay, let me find. Okay. Let me see what else for Virgo. I don't know why this looks very Virgo, and there's a crystal again. I don't know. So definitely, if you've been in, maybe that's the era that's ending, right? Maybe there was something that had you in your head, something, right? You can't manifest while you're miserable. Maybe that's the era that's ending, right? My gut's lighting up, so I feel like definitely for some of you Virgos, that's gonna be the thing. An era of maybe being in these like if you could be if you're around the wrong people, obviously you can be, their little dark cloud can come over you, or maybe you were at a job that you weren't happy at and you couldn't do what you wanted to do, or some take it how it resonates, right? Relationships, jobs, um, family, right? Wow, look it. But this came out sideways. The wow, what's under it? Wow, you gotta be kidding me. The 10 and the 9 of Pentacles. And I shuffled this, so I don't know why they came out together, but they did, right? So, and there you are, Virgo. Wow, both of them are Virgo. That's crazy. But it did come out sideways, so that means both of them were sideways. So it's your choice, right? Maybe that communication is gonna be very important to you building that kind of wealth, right? Bringing awareness about something. Maybe there's something, right? Who knows? Maybe you invented something. I don't know. Created your own thing, right? Whether it could be anything, clothing, anything. I'm getting this strange sensation here, but it's not pain. It doesn't feel like something like when something punches you. It's just like something wants to get my attention and it's here. Maybe sinuses had been, maybe you get a lot of sinuses because I'm feeling this weird sensation I've never felt before during a reading for sure. So maybe that's an indicator of someone this is connecting to sinuses for some reason. Oh, the bees. I don't know. That's interesting. Okay, I don't know. That's probably just so someone knows that this kind of it's like it is talking about you. Okay, so wow. Yeah, I think that's kind of like what I was saying with this card. Maybe you didn't realize how much being around certain things was affecting you, right? It was keeping you kind of maybe you weren't in poverty, but keeping you stuck in a sense, right? Maybe you were like, why can't I progress, or why doesn't this work out? Why doesn't that work out? And it was because something was maybe taking too much of your energy, right? And making that choice of moving away. But I always love it. I don't know if in English, right? But it says hope, right? Esperanza, because that means you finally said, you know what? There has to be something better out there. There has to be more than this, right? Not like more as in, oh, like all that other stuff, but more as in happiness, right? More as in that, right? Like that's so interesting. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Let me see, man. This thing's gonna. Wow. Okay. So maybe you had been over because I'm seeing what does this mean too, right? I mean, maybe for some of you, your third eye was blocked, and it could have been dealing with that, right? Because the environment you were in, it wasn't allowing you to connect, right? Because right now I was still feeling like that pressure right here, and I don't have any allergies right now, so yeah, so I was just like, okay, why do I keep feeling that? First it was tingling, now I'm feeling like a pressure. So maybe for some of you, that kind of environment even blocks your third eye, right? Wow, see? Intuition, maybe. Well, yeah, an era ends, so it is starting something over, right? You're starting something new, really. And I think if you tap into the gifts you have to give the world, right? Your communication skills, bringing awareness, maybe bringing communities together, it's gonna be very abundant for you, right? And maybe that's the thing about going forward through this Lion's Gate. It's an opportunity to really tap into what you were meant to do on this earth, right? Wow, look at maybe everything you've learned is gonna be like this. You'll be like a Queen of Cups, right? Like very compassionate, but very grounded, right? There's that third eye. So maybe once go kind of where you're meant to be, maybe it is a thing of being led by spirit, right? Or, Virgo's already, maybe you already planned it, right? Like you had already kind of planned, but it was like that whole thing. You can't manifest while you're miserable. Maybe they were blocking things even because, they didn't want you to experience this being with the wrong people. That's sometimes what happens. Like we don't realize it's like, hey, because then you'll just get more, right? You think those people are gonna want to leave your side once you're in the glow up and everything's going good. No, they let you see who certain people are, right? But in this case, if it was you that was keeping yourself in these situations, then sometimes that they want you to feel stuck till you make a move, right? Stuff like that. I hope I'm making sense. I feel like my words are like, I don't know. I'm kind of all over because there's just a lot with that, right? Okay, six, yeah. Six was significant here, right? There was that six of swords, right? The moving away from something and all that. And it's also family, right? So maybe it is important, right? The community. Okay, so six. So maybe you're September 5th, September 6th, September 15, right? Any one of those numbers. Nope. September 1st. So yeah, let me know if that resonates, Virgo. But I mean, it looks great, right? Like as long as for those of you that are still stuck in an environment, maybe you'll be surprised, right? Like if you miss it this time, then hey, yeah, then you'll go into that shadow work and eventually, right, it's going to seem like a miracle. Once you leave a certain environment behind, you're going to be like, what? All of a sudden, everything's boom, exploding, going good. Like how it's going to seem miraculous, right? For those of you that have gone through those kind of things, right? It's weird, right? Just being around the wrong people, everything feels like it's just stuck. And yeah, it's almost like we're in denial for ourselves, right? I think Taurus's reading was very like clear on that, right? Yeah. See, I don't know what's up with my words, right? It's so funny. Okay. So, anyways, that's it. Yeah. So, oh wow. Okay. Thank you, Foster Town, for letting me know. Wow. Okay, that makes perfect sense. Wow, that makes perfect sense. Even with the community, because I like, why am I like my words are? It just feels weird. But okay, cool. Virgo, who's next? Libra. Okay. Man, it's crazy. I love doing these readings. Wow, I got chills already. I don't know if that's from Virgo or from Libra, but wow, you could be a cusper. But I love doing these readings, but yeah, I know that I'm always like, okay, I'm gonna do it real quick because I know I got to go do things and stuff. But once I'm doing them, yeah, I get lost in the stories. Wow, Libra. Maybe the Akashic records is important to you right now too. Ancient wisdom, right? Maybe you're meant to communicate as well, right? Like I've mentioned, like there's a lot of 12, right? So 12 is significant. To me, 12 is also a number of completion because 12 hours and then unless you go by military time, it starts over 12 months. Here in the US, right? You go from first grade through 12th and then it's higher learning. So 12 might be very significant to you. Either that or the same, right? Maybe kind of a guide has appeared to you too. But I feel like maybe it'd be important for you right now to journal, to have someone do an Akashic reading for you, right? Maybe that is you, you know? Like I know Libras are also great writers, right? Like everybody knows who Eminem is, right? And this guy obviously can write like nobody's business, right? So Um, I'm sure there's other. I think he's just the most popular one that I know of, right? Because obviously music and all that stuff. I know there's a lot of other Libras as well, but I can't think of anyone right now. Wow. Okay. So let's figure out why that. Mm, one did a whole flip. What is it? Okay. Wow. Okay. Why is this? I don't know. There's something affecting. This might be for a Libra that's married or in a relationship. I got the Nine of Swords, right? And it's almost like there's all these plans. Maybe someone recently lost a job. I don't know what's going on here, right? But the Ace of Pentacles came out sideways, almost like maybe you're up in your. Sometimes, yeah, that it could. This could be a whole surrendering kind of message, right? Maybe that's why this ancient wisdom card came out because here on earth, right, we make these problems that really, right? If we could see the earth, right? Imagine the way we look at the way we look at wow, I'm still the way we look at ants is the way we're seen, right? From a bird's eye view and even higher than that, right? It's like I think at the end of Men in Black where it's like the world and then it keeps zooming out and we're just a marble like for some aliens little toys, right? That's what the earth is, right? It's like a little marble. And so that's kind of how it is. So maybe right now you're so concerned with like, yeah, matters of like human matters, right? Which, it's normal. And you have all these ideas of, oh, we're supposed to be this couple and be financially secure and, have the perfect house with, or maybe you're having I don't know, like a midlife crisis kind of thing. Like I was supposed to be further in life. I was supposed to have the house with this and that, and I think you are, but I think all your blessings are kind of at a standstill because you're worrying too much. Maybe you're not surrendering to the yeah, my gut's lighting up. So I feel like there's a Libra or Libras that stay up at night just kind of like no, like I was supposed to be further along in life or this or that and that kind of stuff, right? So obviously that's not gonna help you. It's not gonna help you, period. There's really worrying doesn't do anything for us, but right, cause health problems, cause worry. Unless it's that, okay. So this kind of gives another angle to that situation where yeah, maybe this you had the idea that, right? Oh, me and this person are supposed to be this power couple and maybe someone ghosted you recently, right? Maybe this relationship kind of ended. Oh, I got like kind of anxiety. Wow, remember last time with Libra? I think I felt this like cloudy energy. I'm not feeling that right now. Like kind of just this weird fog was over my head. It was weird. And I wanted to get out of that energy quick. Well, now I'm feeling like an anxiety. So that's pretty interesting. If they wanted to, they would, period. Maybe they're busy. So maybe that right now you're going through someone you thought you were in a relationship with that you were going to build this kingdom with. And the universe is willing, ready to bless you on your own, right? You're meant to do things, but it's kind of like at a standstill because, again, right? That oh, maybe you're a cusper, right? With no, no, who was it? Was it Virgo? That it was like, yeah, I think it was Virgo, right? That once you get away from certain people, it's like the universe was waiting to bless you because, wow, Venus. So yeah, it definitely feels like You're feeling it. Wow, yeah. Venus rules Libra and Taurus, right? So maybe love was yeah, I keep getting anxiety with you. Okay, what's up with that? Libra. Maybe you need to breathe, right? It's okay. Let whatever go. Beauty, harmony, romance, charm, receiving, sensuality, luxury, wild diplomacy, magnetism, value, pleasure, adornment, adoration, attraction, indulgence, taste, and style, right? And it came out stuck with Leo too. So yeah, that's why I feel the lover, right? I think embrace it, right? I think you need to let go of whatever idea you were holding on to with this other person. Watch, we'll pull some more cards right now. But yeah, expressive, creative, loving, playful, warm, overt, self-confident, flirtatious, glowing. Like, I think you're supposed to right now be like very attractive, very magnetic, but you're keeping yourself stuck to the idea of someone. Yeah, I think like you're really stuck to the idea of someone that you thought was supposed to be your king to your queen or your queen to your king. You know, that was supposed to be the happy, or maybe they keep sucking you back into something. Let me see. Whoa. Wow. Wow. Look at that. Why am I here? The vibes are off because you keep inviting goblins to dinner. I think the challenge for you is going to be maybe this person you were dealing with is going to circle back. And when they do, you have to. Not every text deserves a response. Hey, you up? I think that's kind of the lesson for you, right? Going forward, it's about holding that boundary. Okay, why? Give me something more with this ain't because it turned into a whole. I thought this card was gonna go in a whole different direction with ancient wisdom. Wow, yeah. It's almost just coming to the terms that you were ten assorted. Wow, jeez. Okay, you got the sneaky, sneaky card. Yeah, maybe someone convinced you that. Oh yeah, we're gonna build a happy home together. You're my queen. Or my king, and it's hard. Yeah, I get it. That fog. Wow, that I felt in that last reading. Try not to tap into it because I'm telling you, I was getting all this anxiety, which I feel for you, right? It's hard, right, when you deal with that kind of energy. I feel like there was red flags though, you know? I feel like there was red flags. It was probably someone that would joke around a lot, but kind of disrespectful jokes, you know? Didn't really take your feelings into consideration. So I feel like there was red flags with that, right? Um, yeah, I feel like once you finally have the strength to write. I think that's the huge lesson of where in the world did I put that card? Yeah, when you finally, it's almost like I wouldn't be surprised if you get tested, right? All right, let's. But see, you can't be in that mindset of, oh yeah, I'm waiting for them to text me so I could reply, like not reply or something. It's not about that. It's about really letting go, right? And you got to have the strength, right, to really let go. There it is, 8-8 Lionsgate, right? I love that this card keeps making it. Oh, and then that Leo energy, right? Wow, that's pretty crazy. But once you overcome that, I think you're meant to be in this Empress energy as well, right? And Venus showed up for you, which is your ruling planet. So that makes sense. Okay. All right. I got lost in this. Whew. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like there's definitely a partnership that is meant to come in for you, a balanced one, right? My crown lit up with that. So, but yeah, I think nothing's gonna really come through until you pass this kind of test. I know some people don't believe that the universe tests us, and that's fine. 11, right? So maybe you're October 2nd, October 11th. Maybe that's significant to you. Okay. So Libra, thank you. And Scorpio's next. Oh, am I doing on time? Okay. Okay, okay. I gotta hurry up. Okay, okay, so Scorpio. I am gonna try to go a little faster now. Okay. Scorpio. Wow, so maybe you had a either you expect someone's coming, right? Or you had something visit you in your dreams, right? You were even wondering, like, was that a dream number four visitation, right? Maybe something, yeah, literally came to visit you while you were sleeping, right? And you were like, no way that was a dream. Yeah, you were like, no way that was a dream. You know, maybe a loved one passed away recently and they came back to say goodbye and or that, right? You're expecting company, right? Like one of these within these days you're gonna get someone's coming, right, to visit you. And like an unexpected drop in. Let's find out. Wow, whoa, wow, these cards again. What is up with that? Maybe you're a Libra cusp, all of them are like kind of continuing, which is weird, right? But all right, let me put one of these because let me make sure this is the story we're getting here. Maybe that's why someone's spinning the block or something. Let's find out, Scorpio. Wow, ascendant outlook, worldview, mission statement, expression, affect, role, mark, attitude, outer self, point of view, body image, aura, likeness, approach, impact, first impressions, ascendant. Okay. I don't know. Maybe your ascendant is important right now. Or maybe you're a Scorpio rising. I don't know. Let me see. Wow. Maybe that's why they want you to come out of your. Maybe you were in a funk or something. Maybe that's why you're getting visitation because, hey, you're going out on a date or something. Your aura is a little crusty. Maybe you're coming out of this. Hopefully you are. Because I did get the Nine of Swords. That's why I was like, man, this again, right? Maybe you had been up in your head about something. Maybe some of you recently got divorced, right? This is the marriage card. Five, change, right? Or it felt like it was like a domestic partnership or something, right? You were just with somebody long term. It felt like a marriage. My gut's lighting up, so I feel like that has to resonate for somebody, right? Maybe I got like wow, my whole solar plexus is lighting up. So maybe they literally made you feel broken, right? Or you went broke, right? Like finances wise, right? Or your spirit was broken. Like you literally felt like your spirit was broken, whatever relationship this was. And so you let yourself go even, right? Interesting. Okay. Well, there it is again. Wow. So I'm gonna shuffle even like I don't know 10 times now because this card is coming out for everybody. It feels like this 8-8 lion. So I feel like for me it's confirmation, right? But I'm just like I don't know, like it's crazy that you just keep coming out for like almost all the signs. I think that's just confirmation for me. Yet that yeah, this is this whole Lionsgate energy for you, Scorpio. My gut's lighting up, so I know that that's what it is. But it's just crazy, right? I love the confirmation though, so thank you. You know, guide, spirit world, etc., etc. So intuition, maybe right now you feel like that. You feel like, cause that right. Obviously, when we end up with someone that it's like, we're like, well, how? Especially when you're someone that's usually tapped in, tuned in, you can read people, you feel energies. You're like, how did I miss it, right? It's almost like you feel like you're learning to trust your intuition again because you feel like your own intuition let you down. But sometimes it's that, yeah, we chose, right? We chose comfort over what's in our highest good, convenience over what's in our highest, you know, meant for our highest good, all that stuff, right? So there's something there about. So I feel like that's kind of what it is. You're taking new steps right now, right? To get yourself back out there. Really, that's kind of what I'm getting for you. Let me see, I'll put one more of these in and out. I think that's kind of the energy you're in right now, Scorpio, which is a huge thing, really. Imagine, like, it may not seem right, like this, that may not seem so like, oh, super spiritual or something, unless it is like what I said with that card visitation. Maybe you were getting something in visions, or someone literally came to visit you while you were right. Maybe you woke up and you saw someone in your room, whether a spirit or something, and you're like, what in the world, right? Or it's the other thing of just getting yourself back out there and imagine, like, I've often wondered, right, where I meet the people that are like just stay, right? They become like, is the word like a recluse, right? Like they just stay to themselves, and right, and that's what eventually become like how they say, like, I don't know if it's like the stereotypical like cat lady or cat man, even, because now there's like men that don't have like 50 cats, and it's like they just chill and don't interact with people. Yeah. Yeah, so maybe, yeah, you had gotten red flags in the past, and it was that. It wasn't that you, it's just we choose sometimes, right? We choose, and I think that's gonna be important, right? You're gonna see that your intuition wasn't really off. You just have to learn to listen to it, right? And hold the boundaries too. Maybe you just weren't good. Yeah, maybe you had kind of that, they say Libra is like the people pleaser. So maybe you're a cusper or something, or you have Libra placements and you like to, um, as they say, it's like a people pleasing kind of energy, right? So maybe that, right? So it's relearning to trust your intuition again. I think that's kind of the focus of this Lions Gate, right? Wow, 4-4. There's that 8 again. So more confirmation. 4-4. Maybe you're November 4th, November 8th. Maybe you're 44. That's significant, right? So yeah, let me know that resonates. Okay. Who was that? Scorpio, right? Scorpio. Sagittarius now. Okay. Okay. Scorpio. Going Sagittarius. Sagittarius wisdom. Oh yeah. Sagittarius. Hey, Brittany. Hope you're doing good today, Brittany, as well. Okay, so Sagittarius. Whoa. Sagittarius, what is going on with you? Maybe you're coming into union, right? Maybe you're kind of in that twin flame union. 46 written in the stars. Maybe you've met someone that you've dreamt of them before, right? Written in the stars, right? Maybe there's a that whole twin flame union, as they say, right? But they say very few people usually have, well, not the twin flame thing, right? Unless it is that, right? Like they say, some very few people actually come together with the twin flame. There's just so many different ways people see that, right? But let's just say that soulmate connection, right? I think that feels more, and my whole solar plexus is lighting up like strongly. So that's like those divine unions. Yeah, let's call it that, right? Like, ooh, I got chills everywhere. So it's like maybe you're coming together with that person that you agreed, right? When we go to Earth, this is like we're gonna meet at like planning, right? Oh man, there's this. What was it? The Golden Compass. Damn, that's crazy. I think it's kind of like a sad ending because I don't want to ruin it for people. But there's these two that come together, and but then they end up that they're in different realities. Even that's pretty crazy. But they go to the same spot all the time. You gotta watch it. The Golden Compass. I think the series though, right? Not the movie. The movie. That's a crazy like. There's so much messages and symbolism in that one, right? So maybe be careful. Maybe this is a warning, right? There's this divine union coming for you, and my heart just felt like very refreshed. So there's a divine union coming for you. So maybe in the past you've made bad decisions, right? From drinking something, right? And then you blame, well, it was the full moon or something, or I don't know. Whatever it is, right? There's something, right? There's something that maybe you felt like, no, this is my person, and I don't know. There's something there that maybe you were clouded, right? I don't know. Whatever substances you like to partake in probably clouded your judgment before, right? Let's see. Let's find out. I asked about this. You're psychic, not that psychic, and this is what came out. So maybe there's a lack of balance that hasn't allowed you to see clearly, right? Maybe balancing too many things, or there's a weird energy I'm getting with you for some reason, and that's what it feels. Maybe in the past, yeah, if you're a drinker or this or that. Wow, look at that. Wow. Maybe you're both, right? You're like trying to call each other in now, this divine union. Cause I got nine of cups, wishes granted. Maybe you both looked up at the stars and Sagittarius and whoever it is that you're meant to join with, you're like, I know you're out there somewhere. And then the other person's like, I know you're out there somewhere. I think the warning is stop making those bad decisions, right? And there's nobody to blame. If it's almost like if you don't come into that union, it's you're to blame, right? Don't blame the full moon. Don't blame the drink. Don't blame the this. Don't blame the that. The magician. Wow. It's almost like that, right? Like you're manifesting each other kind of thing. And there's that one, right? The one. It's almost like if you both speak it into existence at the same time, boom, the union comes together. As long as, right? Hey, hopefully that other person's not over there drinking and or partaking in things and making the wrong decisions too and just slowing down the process, right? It has to be maybe that's what wow, I'm getting this weird energy kind of rush. Maybe both of you during this Lionsgate is the perfect time to finally be like boom and then create that reality, right? Step through that portal of this divine union coming together finally. Because it's written in the stars, right? That's kind of what I'm getting. Wow, okay. I like that. Written in the stars for Sagittarius. Okay, what else? I think that's it. That's the message. Clear. Wow, yeah, see? Just more of that wand, right? But it's funny because right, they both got wands, like both of you. Well, I don't know. Why he does he have it in? Yeah, he does. Okay. Both of you are like at the same time, right? That Leo energy. Or there might be a Leo, right? You know, I mean, it could be any sign, but just take it out resonates. There's that eight again. Huh? I didn't even the Leo it finally didn't come out on this one, but there's that eight anyways, right? I think that's just like the confirmation. Wow. But I like that because it goes with what I see. Yeah, both of you looking up and manifesting it at the same time. And look it. I think maybe you'll be tested, right? I think you're gonna be tested. Maybe something from the past might try to rush back in. Be careful with that. I mean, it could be that, or it could, let me see. It's either you needing to make sure you take that action, or, yeah, I asked if that's your energy. No. I think whatever had happened in the past or people from the past, maybe you finally kind of had your little death and rebirth, or you made peace with that, right? Tregua is true, so maybe you made peace with that finally. And if they come trying to rush back in and you let them back in, you might just miss that opportunity that you're meant to have, right? With that written in the stars connection. You know what I mean? 46, which is 10, right? It's almost like it's meant to be, right? 46. There's that four. Wow, it's like the four, right? The four of wands, the happy home, happy life, happy home, right? So maybe you're December 1st, December 3rd, December 4th, right? Maybe one of those days is significant. Something was tugging on my ear, so I feel like that. Yeah, that's it right there. Wow, okay. That was an interesting message. Wow. Interesting message. Okay, so who's next? Capricorn. Hey, April. Thank you for joining us. Leo and Aries. All right. Yeah, exactly. Let me see. I tried to watch one of your lives last time, Brittany, and it just said like the little wheel just kept spinning. So like, I don't know, maybe she logged off or maybe it's stuck, bad reception, something. Okay, yeah, let me hurry up. Okay, so Capricorn, the fates have spoken. That's funny that my throat got a little weird. Number eight, right? So there's that eight again. That eight's appearing everywhere today. The fates have spoken. Wow. The fates have spoken. So Capricorn, I feel like, yeah, that's maybe there's something you're up in your head about. No, it's almost like the world card, right? Like there, it's done. It's 100% done. It's done. It's done. It's done. Right? Like not even Zeus, right? The god of Olympus, or the god of, yeah, that world mess with the fates, right? Once the fates spoke, the fates spoke. Wow. Maybe you're getting justice for something, right? Maybe you were dealing with someone that was like, wow, something, yeah, wow, something's pulling on my ear again. That's so weird. Yeah, the fates have spoken. Maybe you were dealing with an Aquarius, maybe a Libra, I don't know, but there's justice and the fates have spoken. Wow, okay. Let's find out a little more about that. Look at as I split the deck. Wow. Ten of Swords and the Five of Pentacles. Maybe, yeah, there was someone and now kind of they're getting their karma, unfortunately, right? Like, I never wish the like bad on anybody, but hey, if it's justice, it's justice, and the fates have spoken, the fates have spoken, right? The fates have spoken. Wow. Hmm. I don't know why I got this sideways, right? The Queen of Swords. So I don't know. Let me find out if this is your energy, Capricorn. Because I got the Knight of Pentacles. So maybe there's an offer coming in, and it's kind of like you're, you know, maybe the advice is to not miss it. Being in a Queen of Swords energy, so it's good that you're half, right? Because all responsible. Wow, it's funny that it came out sideways, and that shows the responsibility real clearly. Okay, let me. Yeah, I think that is your energy most likely. That Queen of Swords, but it's funny it came. Maybe you're willing, right? You're not so you're in that Queen of Swords energy right now, right? Because of what happened, dealing with someone, right? But oh, Capricorn. Maybe you were dealing with an emperor. There's an emperor coming in for you that feels that both of you can, like, maybe you're meant to have this glow up and they see it already and they're trying to come in with an offer, right? They're trying to have this victory with you, Capricorn, because you're meant to glow up, right? You're meant to, and you're half Queen of Swords. Okay, so let me see. Is the advice that for Capricorn? Uh-oh. Is the advice for Capricorn to entertain this? Like, is this okay? Does this emperor have good intentions? How's that? Looks like yes. The sun. How does Capricorn feel about this emperor? Feel like you feel like it might be a good deal. And an emperor, right? So obviously the emperor went upright. Obviously they have their empire, right? Like so maybe you see like this is a good opportunity financially. I know Capricorns are, work hard type people, so maybe that really matters to you, right? So trying to understand why the Queen of Swords came out sideways though. I mean, I feel like it's from that past energy, obviously, right? I mean, justice even had to come out. The fates has spoken, so something closed out for sure. And it looks like something beautiful is coming in now. So, I mean, it feels like, yeah, you feel like it's maybe there's a brief moment someone from the past does try to come back in. I think that's what's going to happen, right? Maybe they come back in trying to promise you, no, this time will be different. We'll have the happy home. We'll have all this good stuff. Maybe it's two Aries you're dealing with. That's kind of why, or it's similar energies. Let's say that. It doesn't have to be Aries, but it could be a similar energy to where you're like, how can I trust this new person? It's really crazy. I've met people that ended up having like, one of their most toxic relationships, and then they end up marrying someone with like the same name, the same sign, the same everything, but then it's a complete opposite. So those stories are crazy, but then it works. So it's really weird, but it almost shows, right? Like someone being, not not in their best light, right? Like someone that didn't mature, didn't that. And then you have the other person that is the opposite end of that, right? So it's really weird. So I feel like you're kind of might be going through that if you're not already, something similar to where you're going to be kind of connecting with someone very similar to a past person, but it's going to be different. And that's why you're kind of like reluctant, but it feels like this is so definitely trust your intuition, right? It feels like it's going to be someone that yeah, see, I think the past person, it was like maybe you were trying to do the whole team, right? Build together, power couple type stuff, and no, they just didn't see you as a main character, right? Like you were never really gonna be that for them. And this Emperor does see you because the star wanted, yeah, shoot, I should have the star wanted to come out. They see you, they see that they could build with you, I think, is the main wow, the numinous mystery. The unknown, the noble ESP side. Maybe this is you, right? Maybe they want to invest in. Maybe you're starting the spiritual work, right? And they're like, "Wow, okay, I like this, right?" Maybe they don't even fully understand it, but they're willing to invest in it, right? They're very like supportive. This new person coming in, the unknown, the noble ESP, psychic abilities, the cosmos, universal truth. One is source, the unnameable. Shadow work, inner knowing, tingling, ghosts, other worlds, space, enigmas, the occult, intuition. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's it. So I think kind of just make sure that if someone tries to rush back in, wow, look at 10. Yeah, it's complete. It's done. The fates have spoken. 5, the number of change, right? Yeah, double 5, right? That's literally the last card in the deck, 55 for my deck, right? So 55, that's pretty funny. Okay, so on that note, when the there, let me know if that resonates, right? Maybe you're January 10th, January 5th, right? So let me know if any of that. January 1st, 55, maybe you're 55, but regardless, that's the number of change. And it's complete. 10. Okay, who's next? Who's next? Who is next? Capricorn, Aquarius, right? Aquarius and Pisces, and then that's it. Okay, yeah, I took way longer. I might actually be late to what I need to go do. Okay. Wow, Aquarius, you made it. You made it. Whatever thing you were trying to do, you made it. So I don't know. Maybe that's great for the Lionsgate, right? Like you made it, Aquarius. 51 adds up to 6, right? 51, 6. You made it. You made it. Yeah, whatever goal you were trying to make it to, you made it. Aquarius. So I like that. Aquarius. Aquarius. Wow, Aries. The fire starter. Yeah, maybe boom, you're getting ready to go, 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 right? Look at that. Kind of reminds me of that chariot energy, right? Maybe you had that epiphany of you have the power and strength of free will, right? That's the chariot card. Active, self-starting, daring, fierce, assertive, fiery, exhilarating, innocent on a mission, bossy, driving, sparky, courageous, selfish, macho, impulsive, argumentative, competitive. So obviously, right, the shadowy aspects and the not so shadowy aspects. Seeking, wow, well this came out too, so I'll just honorable mention it. Seeking ninth house, right? Maybe you're maybe you came back from a journey or you're journeying somewhere, but you made it. I don't know, whatever. Foreign travel, adventure, higher education, customs, faith, beliefs, pilgrimages, spiritual quests, aspirations, journalism, religion, gurus, risk taking. Yeah, so something. Yeah, maybe you did go on a spiritual journey and you feel like you made it. You had that moment, right? The light bulb moment. It just feels lighter, right? For this Lionsgate, you feel light, right? You feel like you're walking through it, this new person, or you don't have any baggage, you don't have any burdens that you're carrying. You made it with something. It's a little weird. Wow, yeah. Yeah, you're the main character. Start acting like it. This feels like the Aries card too, right? You're the main character. Start acting like it. You know this is weird because I've never gotten this with this card and it gave me chills. I'm gonna even confirm it. So let me find out. I don't know why. I feel like there was a lesson in that. I feel like maybe you had gone to a reader that gave you some kind of message and it messed with you, right? Okay, yeah. Something's pulling like big time. Like, okay. Um, and it was almost like imagine you go to someone and they're like they give you like a whole prophecy and I feel like it wasn't true and that sent you on a whole journey because you were already tapped in. So I don't know what made you. Maybe at the time you were feeling stuck. Someone gave you like this whole prophecy or something, and yeah, it wasn't the best one, right? Like something's bad's gonna happen and this and that, and then it left you in this place, and that's why now with that you made it, it feels like you had victory over that. Like whatever journey you had to go on, it was almost like blind faith, trusting in the universe, right? Maybe deep inside you knew that this wasn't accurate. Yeah, I got chills. Okay. I'm like, okay. Ooh, I got a lot of chills. So yeah, I feel like something, wow, interesting with you. Aquarius. I wonder if they did it maliciously though. If someone was trying to like they gave you a bad message. Wow, maybe they did. Wow, this is crazy. Maybe someone saw like that you were supposed to be successful and they didn't want you to know that. That's weird. Because it feels like this was your energy for a time. And there's that eight. Yeah, there's that eight. But it feels like you finally, I think there was divine intervention, really. I think you had guides or something on the other side helping you. I think there had to be some kind of divine intervention. That's what I'm feeling with the angel. You had to really surrender, right? You had to really trust in spirit. I feel like this wasn't even that you chose a path. It was that you just surrendered to it, right? You were like, you know what? I'm just gonna go down the middle, right? Like I choose to just have blind faith, right? And that's the way it's jumping out at me right now, having that blind faith. Third eye, right? That's the choice, right? There's three choices here, right? To go to the left, to go to the right, or to have that blind faith kind of thing. Wow, you have your yellow socks on underneath. That's the ultimate, like, yeah. Once you put on those yellow socks, that's it. You mean business. That's the good stuff. Um, yeah, I got chills. That's funny. Okay, so what else for? Oh, I had already pulled this deck. That's funny. Maybe be careful with the ego. I don't know. You know, ego could be the downside, right? If you made it already and everything's good, don't let that ego pull you, because it could be that self doubt, right? The ego could be a self doubt. Well, oh, well, who am I? Why me? Or this or that, right? Or it could be the opposite, where you're too, like, oh yeah, I'm. It's good to have a healthy ego, but just be careful that your ego, right? Because even this, right? The wishes granted came out, but at the same time, right? That person, depending, they look cool, but at the same time, right? If you come up to someone, they have their arms crossed, it could seem like someone that's kind of like, I'm better than you or this or that, right? So I say, since that's coming out in that way, yeah, I think just be careful with that energy. Yeah, I think that's it, right? Let me see. I'll pull one more and then that's it. And then I'll go to last but not least, Pisces. Wow, okay. So maybe the ego is important because you don't need to get into, whoa, you don't need to get into conflicts right now, right? Everything's good. I felt that burden on the, yeah, maybe the feminine side. Maybe that's you feel like someone's attacking your feminine side or something with that, right? And you feel like you have to fight or something, but don't, right? It's not. Imagine if everything's going good, why would you need to lower your vibration, right? It feels like everything's amazing, right? And my whole gut's lighting up. So you made it. Wow, 10, right? You made it. Yeah. And it's funny that this is a 5, right? So don't let someone change that energy if you're high vibing right now. 10, which adds up to, oh yeah, 10, duh. 5, 5. Okay. So yeah. So maybe you're February 10th, February 5th. Maybe you're 55, right? Let me know what resonates with that. Okay. So last but not least, Pisces. All right. Let me find out. Let me find out what's going on here. Let me see. I know I missed a lot in the chat. Yeah, Leo was the first one. Whoever asked, what is it, Kobe or I can't read that small. Kobe Malik Raw? Kobe Malik Raw? Or yeah, I think that's what it says. But yeah, I did. Leo was the first one because it's Leo's birthday. Oh, that's your birthday? Wow. It's pretty amazing. 888. Leo. Yeah, the beginning. Let me see. What else? What else? What else? Okay. I don't know what else. That's funny. Okay, here we go. YouTube's been weird. That's crazy. Okay, so for Pisces, all right. Okay, so maybe that's the message. Oh wait, I didn't pull the other deck up. Okay. All right, let me focus. We're almost there and gotta get going. Okay. Wow, I love it. Okay. So the Let It Flow card, 35, 8. Wow, look at all the eights today. That is amazing, right? Right? Like Let It Flow, 8, 35. So yeah. So don't get in your own way, right? I felt like the pain in the neck, which is funny because this card came out. Stop trying to save people who wouldn't share their snacks, right? So imagine, I think, all that energy, if you put it into yourself or people that really are kind of on alignment, want to change, want to grow, right? Pisces, you don't have to be spending that energy on people that wouldn't share their snacks with you. That's funny. Wow, look at that. Maybe you're in this compassionate mode right now, right? Queen of Cups. But it's like being selective, right? Very grounded, be grounded with your emotions. You don't have to, the cup is closed, right? Not spilling out. You're not wasting energy. So that's kind of the thing, right? That's interesting. Okay. Because I just thought about the first card, Let It Flow, right? Let it flow. But then this is someone that's very well guarded with their emotions at this time. Why? Let me see. Wow. Okay. So maybe there is certain things that maybe you're going to be coming together with people from the past or something. As you leave this situation behind, right? Maybe try not to be too guarded with the new things coming in. Let it flow, right? Maybe that's why you are in this Queen of Cups currently. You're a little more reserved. I'm feeling this tightness here, and maybe your masculine energy is a little more predominant right now because I just felt this sharp, like tightness in the masculine side, right? With the throat. But yeah, like maybe you run into people from the past and that sparks something, celebration. But because you feel, I didn't even see that this card had jumped out. Nine of Wands. Maybe you feel overburdened from the stuff from the past, but you made it, right? And that's why you're kind of having a hard time of letting it flow. And I like how, right? 35 is 8 and then 9, right? So the progression. I think that's kind of what it is, right? Whatever happened in the past, don't take it with you through this portal, right? That should have been the ultimate like lesson. Don't waste that energy on people that wouldn't share their snacks with you, right? Whatever that may be. I wonder. I'm curious. What snacks? Let me know in the chat. What kind of snacks you all like to eat? Wow. Okay, I was like, is this a mistake? But no. Okay, now I'm confused. I could have sworn this came out in reverse. The 8 of Cups. Oh, eight again. Wow. Okay, but when I saw it down, it looked upright. But I could have sworn it jumped out in reverse. Wow, okay, that confused me. But if it was in reverse, I feel like, man, okay, that threw me off. I feel like it's a warning to not walk away from these beautiful situations coming in. Yeah, okay. I'm hearing that it was in reverse because I know I saw it in reverse, right? I don't know at what point I flipped it over. Yeah, maybe you were dealing with an Aries, right? Sneaky, sneaky. There's that energy from the past, right? Pisces, maybe it was with an Aries. Maybe you're an Aries cusper. Maybe that's your energy, but you were dealing with someone sneaky, sneaky. Maybe an Aquarius, right? Okay, wow. What did the cards even do here? That was weird. Okay, let me pull one of these then. Okay, and then I'll go. Wow, the time is just flying. This is crazy. Okay. Wow, 11th house, the edge. Maybe someone had pushed you to the edge before, right? 11, I love it. Yeah, maybe that's your birthday, March 11th. Friendship, group, creativity, community, humanity, hope, tribe, festivals, discoveries, common goals, startups, rebellion, experimentation, the future. Yeah, I feel like you're coming into union with people that are gonna help you, right? Like you're gonna collaborate, do different things with. So don't let the stuff from the past, right? See, and it just escalates. First it's two. I didn't even think about that. First two people, then it's three people, right? And I think it just keeps going from there. So yeah, make sure that all the burdens, whoever the person was that you dealt with before, yeah, make sure that they don't. Yeah, because it's sad. It's almost like you let them win in a way, right? Sure. So just go through this gate very. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Because maybe that don't block like the blessings coming in, right? Trust the process, but maybe also speed it up a bit. I think that's kind of just that, right? Don't get in your own way, right? Let it flow. 35, right? Let it flow. Okay. All right. So I think on that note, hey, oh yeah, don't push me because I'm close to that. That's funny. That song keeps coming up, huh? Okay. Oh, the numbers. Let me see. So wow. So five. Yeah, the number changed. Maybe that's significant. 23, 32. Right? Yeah, March 2nd, March 5th, March 3rd, March 11th obviously had came out, right? 35 might be significant. So, yeah, take it out resonates. Let me know if that resonated. Thank you all for tuning in. I got to go. I took way longer than I should have. River Dragon, thank you. Indigo Dream, Foster Town. Let me see. I don't want to miss anyone. Brittany, of course, thank you so much. April, right? April Trevino, Kobe, Malik Raw. Did I miss anyone? I don't think I did. Someone who acts too big for their britches. That's funny. Okay. All right. On that note, thank you all so much. Yeah, Life Path 5. I always forget that. So thank you all so much. I'll see you all soon. Have an amazing day. I don't know if I'll have time to do anything else before the portal, but hopefully this helps and this kind of helps if you've been feeling stuck. Maybe it's just confirmation. Maybe it's something you already went through. But let me know all that good stuff. All right. Have an amazing day. Okay. Thank you, Brittany. Okay. Thank you all. All right. Peace.